gang members were like busting through the door. He was like, we gotta go now. Let's pack an overnight bag, forget everything else. Just pack your passport, pack the important stuff, and we need to go. And you guys, I don't want to wait until I'm 65 to live my dream life, okay? I want to live my dream life right now. Even wealthy people are currently opting out of the rat race. Welcome on, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thanks for stopping by and hitting that play button. Today, I'm breaking down the cost of living for a family of 3 here in Thailand. But before we dive into the numbers, let's talk about something that's been on my mind. If you've ever thought about moving abroad or even wondered, what it would be like, you've probably heard a lot of opinions. Some people like the idea and some people think, oh, aren't you displacing locals? Or is it even ethical to live in a country where the cost of living is lower coming from another country? So let's clear some things up. First, here's a quick backstory about me, right? I was born and raised in Jamaica. And like many immigrants or, people from different countries, I was sold, the American dream, the white picket fence, the this, the that, all of those things. And don't get me wrong, I am grateful for like a lot of the opportunities that I've had, the people that I've come across, the experiences that I've had while living in the US. But over the years, I started to feel like the US was no longer a dream or the dream it was painted out to be. The hustle culture, the inflation, the random acts of violence, or food being literally tampered with or intentionally poisoned by or gov, or let's just say tampered with, unnecessarily at that too. It was just too much. I just didn't feel safe anymore. And especially with a baby, I wanted to be in an environment where I felt safe and I felt like I could truly thrive, right? Not just survive, but truly thrive. And I no longer wanted to live in a place where everything that I ate was questionable, like you pick up something in the grocery store, you're like, it's just, everything just started to become questionable and I was basically just over it. And I just felt like my life was being consumed by chaos. On top of that, I had a vivid dream, which I truly believe came from God. I would consider myself a dreamer. I've been gifted with dreams ever since I was in high school as a teenager. And sometimes those dreams would come to pass as day, like as clear as day. And sometimes the dreams would be for somebody else. And so this time around, I had a vivid dream where I was told exactly where to go. It was this sense of urgency that I had to leave and I had to leave now. We were planning on moving abroad next year, March 2025. But over the summer in my spirit, prior to the summer, my spirit was like, you have to leave now. You have to leave before November of 2024, or at least before October of 2024. And I was like, I don't know how it's going to happen, Lord. I don't know how this is going to happen, but let your will be done. And so with this urgent dream of God telling me you need to leave, it was literally like gang members were like busting through the door. And I think my husband was there and he was like, we got to go now. Let's pack an overnight bag, forget everything else. Just pack your passport, pack the important stuff, and we need to go. And as soon as we got through the door, these gang people or whosoever came busting through the door, y'all. It was so vivid. And then when we went through the door, we were in a place that kind of looks like where we're at right now. We're like in a market, and there's like these people were like trying to find us in like the busy streets, like market. Kind of reminds me of when we were in like Chinatown in Bangkok, which is also crazy. And in the dream also, I said, the person was saying, we need to go now. And I was like, where are we going? And then they said the country. And I was like, where are you? You need to repeat it so that I can hear clearly where we need to go. Where are we going? And then they said the country again. So that dream was so vivid, y'all, was so clear. And it was during a season when we were trying to figure out where we wanted to go because we were torn between like places. And so that's how I got confirmation. Fast forward to now, I'm living in Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand, with my beautiful family. And, where our money is able to go so much further. And I'm telling you right now that it has been so life-changing living here. Like, it's been so transformative. Like, just my everyday life, it just looks so much different and so much better living here. Now let's talk about some myths and facts about foreigners living here, living abroad overall, but especially living here in Bangkok, Thailand. Myth number 1 is that foreigners living abroad displace locals or make life harder for them. That is simply not true. Housing and goods are priced to suit local incomes, and foreigners often live in areas specifically designed for expats or tourists. Locals continue to live comfortably and thrive. In fact, foreigners stimulate the local economy by creating jobs and supporting businesses. And for us, for myself and my family, we support locals, right? We shop at local markets. And so we put back and pour into the economy. Whenever we go to like the night markets here in Bangkok, the vendors, the local vendors, they light up. They love to see us. They know us by now, by the way. Sometimes, actually, a few times that I've been there without my son, without my husband, because they're so used to seeing us together, they would be asking me, oh, where's baby? Where's baby boy? You know, which is so sweet. And so they remember me and they love that we support them and support the local economy. And remember that, you know, tourism also fuels the economy. Myth number 2 is that it is selfish to take advantage of a lower cost of living abroad. So this is called geo arbitrage or currency arbitrage, where you're earning in a stronger currency and spending in a place where it goes further. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're respectful and contributing to the local economy. And let's be honest, why wouldn't you want your money to stretch further? And no matter how old you are right now, retirement is literally right around the corner. And it isn't cheap, especially in the US. And so living abroad means that you can save more money for retirement, right? For your future while you live life now. Listen, you guys, I don't want to wait until I'm 65 to live my dream life, okay? I want to live my dream life right now and prepare to continue to live my dream life in the future, okay? Myth number 3 is that only people who are struggling financially leave the US. That is simply not true, okay? The fact is, even wealthy people are currently opting out of the rat race. Western rat race, that is. Why? Because they're choosing better access to fresh food, more affordable healthcare, and overall a better quality of life. If the rich are leaving, that says a lot about the system, okay? If you do your research, you will see that a lot of multimillionaires, people who are earning 7 figures, multi 6-figure-naires, right? Whatever you want to call it, people who earn multiple 6 figures as well, they are opting to live in other countries, not just because they can't afford to live in the US. Obviously, they can more than afford it, but they just prefer a higher quality or a better quality of life. If you think about it, for example, here in Bangkok, Thailand, the services or products and goods that you would pay for, let's just say services, right, or lifestyle that you pay for that, let's say would cost you maybe $5,000 in the US. If you're spending that exact $5,000 here, like in Thailand or in other countries, right, with also a higher quality of living, you're getting so much more and a better experience. Like you actually feel like you're getting the service that you're paying for. In the US, like service has just been going downhill. Like you'd pay for a service and it feels like you're asking them for a favor. That's how I started to feel. And so people are opting out of that. They want to feel valued and they want to feel like the goods and the products and services that they are paying for is worthwhile and they're receiving the quality that they're paying for. So that's why even wealthy people are opting out. And in case you haven't noticed, there has been a rise in people leaving the US for a better way of life. And it's not just about money. It's about peace, safety, and living in a place that feels simpler and more fulfilling. And I know some people may get defensive and think, you know, how can you leave your home country, or you migrated to the US, you know, why are you leaving now? Like, wasn't it a better opportunity? But here's the thing, why settle for surviving when you could thrive, especially when the healthcare system in the US feels like a scam, like literally. Just think about it for a second, right? Really think about it. You pay for your monthly healthcare cost, I guess your premium. Then you have high deductibles. Huh? You had something to say? No, chime in. What do you have to say? My little strap is showing. Then you have your co-pays. That's my husband busting in my video like he don't see me doing a video. Then you have your high co-pays. It just makes no sense for the average person, not to mention what they're charging for health insurance now. Fortunately, I didn't really have to opt into like the general healthcare cost for a while because of my military service. I was using TRICARE, but even that, it's like not the best. But I see healthcare costing people that I know, my friends and, people talk in the streets, right? Healthcare coverage costing like $1,000 US, $15 for, 1,500 US for an entire family. I'm like, why should somebody have to pay for basic health care, pay 500 to 1,500 US or even more per month it just does not seem right when the average income in the US is maybe, I don't know, maybe 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, or at least maybe 3,000, depends, right? Like lower paying jobs between 3,000 to like 6,000. How does that make sense? How is that even right? And then they expect people to also pay these high, deductibles and stuff like that. It's an entire scam, you guys. Now I'll break down the cost of healthcare here in Thailand in just a second, okay, and a little bit further in this video. But just know that it's literally a fraction of that, and we're getting way better, top-notch service here. The healthcare here is as good. Actually, I wouldn't even say as good, is even way better. So if you've been thinking about moving abroad, I strongly encourage you to look at your finances to see what you're currently paying and see what it would cost you to live abroad in a country like Thailand or any other country on your list. By the way, I have created a budget tracker, a move abroad budget tracker that will automatically calculate the cost for you. It will break down and show you the cost difference of what you're currently paying to live and what your new cost of living will be. It's a part of my move abroad / move to Thailand toolkit, which you can find below. It's no pressure. It's just there if you are someone who wants a kickstart or a head start in planning your dream life abroad. All right, y'all, let's dive right into the numbers. Okay, I'm not gatekeeping anything. Well, some things I'll probably gatekeep, and I'll let you guys know while I'll gatekeep those numbers. Okay, so let's start with rent. Okay, for example, I have my notes here just in case so that I'm not missing anything. So we currently have a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath house. It's a beautiful traditional Thai house. I guess they'll consider it a traditional Thai house. It's pretty decent, I would say. And it has a front yard. It's 3 stories with 2 separate living area, which is nice because baby boy has his entire like play area. We don't have to worry about him grabbing stuff and, cords or anything like that. And then we have a second floor living area, which I'm on right now. And it's a private community village with 24/7 security guards posted, okay, and security cameras. It's a walking distance from like markets, 7-Elevens, grocery stores, local plaza with the BTS. It's a good walk to the BTS, but technically we could walk if we really wanted to. And it's just easy access. Okay, we can jump on a tuk-tuk, we can jump on a grab bike, and we are at the market or we are at the local plaza in literally just a couple minutes. And so, how much do we pay for this prime location? We pay about 43,000 Thai baht, which is about 1,250 USD. Okay, $1,250 for this 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath house in a private gated community. Now, I don't think you could really find a deal like this in the US, right? Especially if you're thinking like hot areas or like big cities. I would say like maybe Atlanta, Dallas, like in Chicago, LA. Definitely not. Now you can definitely find more affordable living especially if you're doing like, let's say a condo or like an apartment, maybe a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom. Prices range from anywhere between like maybe 500 USD, which maybe like, is it 500 USD? Yeah, anywhere between like maybe 15,000 Thai baht to like 25,000 Thai baht or 30,000 Thai baht, or anywhere between like 400 USD to about maybe 800 USD. And this is for like a decent condo with decent amenities, like a gym, a pool, and stuff like that. Maybe even like a 7-Eleven or like a convenience store downstairs as well. Now, if you want more luxury, like if you're looking for like a luxurious condo, high-rise, nice view, with nicer amenities, maybe steam room, sauna, stuff like that, like more luxurious, you can get that for upwards up to like maybe 1,500 US, which is still relatively lower compared to, again, bigger cities in the US. Now, if you want even higher luxury, this one girl was saying that her penthouse, she has 3 daughters. She has 3 children, and she's here with her husband. She lives in a 2-story penthouse, really nice, beautiful view, and it runs her about $2,900 US. Now, not everybody's gonna opt for a penthouse, right? Because more people are trying to save money. But if you're from like LA and you're used to paying like $4,000, $5,000 for a decent place to stay, or like New York, where you're literally gonna get a shoebox for like $3,000 US, right? That may be a steal to you. That may be a deal, right? What I love about Bangkok is that you can definitely get what you're looking for, whether you're looking for affordable living, you're looking for more a luxurious, lifestyle type of living, you can get that. You can get that in between as well. So whatever you're looking for, you can pretty much get it here. It all depends on your preferences. Now let's talk about utilities, okay? So we've been officially getting our utility bill. So I'll break down what that looks like. So our electricity runs about 6,000 to 7,000 Thai baht monthly. That's around $180 US to about $220 US. Now, is that super low? No. But is that lower than what we were paying in the US? Yes. Additionally, keep in mind that this is a 3-bedroom, 3.5-bath house, and we pretty much this is not central air, by the way. So we have individual AC units, which is really nice because we can control the temperature from every room, our baby's room, the different living floors. We can control the temperature for like every room, which is really nice. And so for this size house, I think that's relatively decent. Now, if you're living like in a condo or like an apartment, your electricity or your utility, or electricity, I should say, should run you maybe half of that, if not less. Most people that I talk to, or people who are here share their story, they pay around 30 to about 40, upwards up to about 60 USD per month for their electricity. Now, our water for the past couple months has been $7 US, you guys, 200 and about 28 something Thai baht. That is crazy, y'all. When I used to live in New Jersey, South Jersey, when I bought my first house, I was single, living in my first house in South Jersey, and it was a small little rancher, nothing too big, and I was paying my water bill used to run me around $40 US. You guys, I was so stoked. I was like, what? $40? That's amazing. And so I guess the area that I lived in, the water bill was relatively like really low. And I loved it, you guys. But it's crazy to think that like our water bill here, and we use water, right? We use water. We have a baby. He's taking baths at night. It's my husband and I. We have, kushi or nanny here. Like we're using water, right? And yeah, our monthly water bill is like $7 US. So that's definitely a steal. Okay, y'all, let's move on to healthcare. I'm gonna have to calculate all of this. And I haven't really calculated all of this. Okay, healthcare. So I spoke about this earlier in an earlier video when I was sharing our experience or comparing our healthcare and medical experience here to the US. And so we pay about $112 US. That covers myself, my husband, and our baby boy. Okay, it covers 3 of us. We pay that monthly. And that pretty much covers 100% of our medical, incidentals, emergency stuff. If we get sick, needed to go to the doctor, check up, all our medication, all of that is covered. And we pretty much would file a claim and get reimbursed. So that's pretty much how that works. Let me see if I'm missing. Oh, also, we've used it in different countries. So we have used it in Indonesia as well. And we've used it here in Thailand. And it's the same thing. They're so fast. By the way, we use Safety Wing, and I 100% recommend Safety Wing. There's going to be a link below. I also have the link as well in my Move Abroad toolkit. I definitely recommend or suggest having international. Even if you choose not to opt for a Safety Wing, at least opt for an international travel insurance that can travel with you to multiple countries. So with Safety Wing, what I love about it is that we can use it where it covers you in basically over 175 countries. So let's say we decide to go to Vietnam, which we will eventually, right? It will also cover us there, which is so cool. So if you're thinking about moving abroad, definitely look into travel insurances or international insurance plans that you can use. And we love Safety Wing so much, you guys, because let me tell you, filing a claim is so easy. Like today, we took our son to the children's hospital because he was having like runny nose and a little bit warm and all that, couldn't sleep. And so we took him there, and yeah, my husband pretty much submitted all the claim, the medical certificate, receipts, all of that. And I guarantee you in a couple of days or so, we'll get reimbursed. We've used, honestly, I feel like we have gotten reimbursed more money than we've actually paid into this insurance, which is crazy. In the US, it's literally the opposite way. It's such a scam. Like you pay way more money into the insurance than what you actually get out. But here, it's so crazy. International insurance, health insurance is the opposite, right? I remember the first time we used the Safety Wing was when we were in Bali, Indonesia, and like 3 days after getting to Bali, which is so crazy, I got Bali belly. I probably shared that experience already, but I got Bali belly, even though I took all the safety measures, precautionary measures or precaution measures, right? And I still end up with Bali belly. Bali belly can happen to you whether or not you wash your hands before you eat. Okay, let me just tell you that right now. You don't know what's going on sometimes with food, unfortunately. And so anyway, 3 days prior to being in Bali, I got Bali belly, which was my first time getting Bali belly because 2 years ago I stayed like an entire month in Bali and never had Bali belly. But anyway, so to say, I did a house call. Okay, I did a IV service with the nurse, came straight to us, straight to our Airbnb, and she infused me with vitamins and all of these things and gave me like activated charcoal and all of that, which definitely get activated charcoal if you plan on going overseas. Okay, and it was just an amazing top-notch experience, and it was about 100 and something US dollars. And I had gotten Safety Wing the day before, y'all. Just the day before is when I had gotten Safety Wing. And did you know that I filed a claim and I got 100% reimbursed for that service, like in like 3 to 5 days. Like 3 to 5 days, I got 100% of the money back, which was even more than what I paid for the insurance. So listen, if you ask me, the healthcare, international healthcare is so much better than healthcare in the US. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. Oh, also, apparently Safety Wing will also cover you for like pregnancy. Again, just look into their plans, right? Go to their website, browse around, look into their plans. Feel free to call them as well, just to double check. But it does cover like pregnancy, prenatal care, like even massages, like you can get covered, okay? And they cover a certain percentage or a certain amount, a max amount for like delivery. But because the delivery costs internationally in most countries, like here in Thailand, and I know even Dubai is like literally a fraction of what it usually costs in the US, it should typically cover the entire thing. So even with giving birth, y'all, again, look more into that. I won't get into like all the details on here because I don't want to like say the wrong thing, but definitely go on the website and just browse around. Okay, so if you're family planning, or you have a family already, whichever, just look into some undisclosed costs. Which, all right, for example, nanny cost, right? I won't go into that too much because, for one, for privacy reasons, right? I want to protect the privacy of my nanny. She did not give me permission to discuss her salary on here on my YouTube channel, and she has also appeared in a couple of my videos. So I won't share with you exactly what we pay our nanny, right? However, I can give you a range of what you can expect to pay nannies here in Thailand or in Bangkok, Thailand. It ranges anywhere between like 11,000, sometimes 10, I've seen 10, 11,000 Thai baht to about 25,000 Thai baht. It depends on the amount of children you have, of course, the duties, hours. If you have a live-in nanny, maybe they're live out. So live-in nannies are typically, you pay them much higher because they're living in with you. And if you have multiple children, obviously you pay a little bit more because you have multiple children. So it really all depends on your dynamics, your family dynamics, your expectations, your duties, and all of that. Now, nannies here call themselves or are considered also nanny maids because they help out with other things as well. Like they'll help out with cleaning, helping you with laundry, chores, maybe light meal prep, stuff like that, right? Which can be so helpful, so helpful, maybe running to the markets occasionally. So it really depends on, what you discuss with your nanny and what the duties and responsibilities are that you've discussed and agreed on, with your nanny. So That's a rough estimate of what you can expect to pay like a full-time nanny. Did I say how much that is in USD? So that's about I believe 350 USD, anywhere up to maybe 800 USD. Again, depends on specialty, maybe specialty of care, the need, the hours, the all of those things. Okay, so that's the range of what you can expect. There's life insurance that we pay. I won't really go into that too much because life insurance varies, right? You may not opt to have life insurance, which I strongly recommend and strongly suggest that you should have life insurance, regardless of if you have a family, especially if you have like a two-income households, obviously, and you're used to that two-income, definitely. But life insurance varies, right? The different types of life insurance varies and the amount. So that's one undisclosed cost. Also, investment and retirement, that's extra. But so far, the basic, I wanted to cover like the basic living expenses and what it would cost us to, or what it does cost us to live or at least survive here in Thailand. So I went over health insurance. I consider that a need, right? We need health insurance because, especially with having a child, even if you don't have a child, you should 100% have health insurance because you never know what's going to happen. You don't want to be in a whole new country and then you don't have health insurance, okay? So we covered our basic rent, right? Which we need a roof over our heads. We covered basic utilities and we covered health care. And I gave you an average of what you can expect to pay, like extra help, a nanny. But obviously, if you don't have a child, this does not pertain to you. Oh, food cost. On average, it costs us about, I would say, maybe about $20 per day on average total for a family of 3. Our baby boy is still like, he's like 14 months, so he doesn't eat a whole meal himself. And we pretty much make all his meals at home still. We make his meals from scratch. If we're out, maybe we'll have him try a couple things here and there, nothing too crazy. But right now, we prefer to have his meals be made from scratch at home. I would say we spend about $20 per week at like the market, fresh market, where we get local produce, fruits, veggies. And we get a lot too, right? I'm talking like pineapple, bananas, dragon fruit, which is usually very expensive in the US as well. We get like decent fruits, veggies, papaya, ginger, stuff like that, greens from the local market. And it costs maybe about 20 to 30 US dollars per week. And so that's about 80 US dollars. Maybe let's round it up to like 100 US dollars per month for like market runs, like fresh produce per month. But in regards to food, like eating out, we do, I will be honest about this, y'all. Wait, let me fix my we do eat out a lot because, for one, I mean, it is definitely affordable, I would say, to eat out. And it's like, might as well, right? It depends on what you're eating and where you're eating. But for example, if I wanted to eat a high quality meal, like from a salad place, like fresh, clean, not like street food, but like a fresh, clean salad, maybe it's tofu, maybe it's salmon with like quinoa and greens and like something healthy, top notch, that would typically cost you maybe close to $20 in the US, or maybe 15 US dollars. Here you can probably get it for about 6 to about 9 US dollars here. That also includes delivery fee. But if we're just eating like local street food, we can get meals anywhere between $2 US to like $4 US for like just regular local like street food, or like smaller mom and pop like food places. So I would say we probably spend an average of maybe 20 USD per day for a family of 3 on meals. So that's about, let's say 30 days, 2 3s, 6. That's about maybe $600 per month. And it could also be less because some days we definitely spend less. Some days hubby will probably make something, or sometimes I'll make something light. But most days, if I'm being honest, since moving here, most days we pretty much eat out because high quality meals here, fresh food, which the ingredients most times are like locally sourced, which is amazing, right? A lot of times it's organic, it's fresh food. We don't question the food. we don't have to question the food a ton here, because even the restaurants, and we see it with our own eyes, we'll see the people working in the restaurant literally go to the fresh local market to grab the food that they're going to prepare at the markets. You'll see a lot of that here, okay? And so we get high quality meals here for at an affordable cost. So it's like, why spend my time, cooking in the kitchen? If we really want to cook something special, like maybe we'll steam some sea bass or something easy every now and then, we'll like do that. But we're not like cooking every day. I'll be honest. Since we've been here, we're definitely not cooking every day, because high quality meals is easily accessible here and also affordable. So I guess in total, combining like our market runs with like food that we actually eat is about maybe 700 USD per month. And again, that's for a family of 3. Now, hubby and I did sit down the other day when we did our little budget date thingy, and we calculated how much it actually costs. Let me see if I can go get that book really quickly. I don't know why I don't even have the book. Hold on. Okay, y'all. I have my notes here that I actually took when we were redoing like our budget, like really diving into it. And for baby, we have a baby section, right? Because we have a baby. So we wanted to make sure that we are being as realistic and practical and as accurate as possible. So we would say we spend about $200 per month for stuff like diapers, wipes, baby food, stuff like that. Yeah, we get this little like toddler drink that he will have every now and then as well. What's interesting, y'all, the diapers here, we get pretty good, decent quality diapers. That's like Japan quality infused with like natural like oils and stuff like that. And usually a pack with maybe 38 to 40 something like that. You probably don't care if you don't have a child, so you can just fast forward and skip this part. But it costs around maybe $15 US, about 500 and something Thai baht. Yes, about 15, 16 US per pack. In the US, it usually costs us twice the amount. So the everyday expenses, you guys, I'll be honest, the everyday things that would usually add up cost us a fraction here, if I'm being honest. So stuff like wipes, we can get like a pack of like 2 thing of like baby wipes for 100 and something baht. So, or 100 baht, maybe like $3 US, $4 US. So all those things that we would typically have to buy every week or a couple weeks cost us significantly less. Entertainment, I would say, is about 148 US. We don't do a ton of entertainment, at least not right now. So we just are going by what we've done or what we've spent over the past few months. And hubby and I typically go on like date nights, like every other week, every other weekend or something like that. And I would say that's about like 140 US, something like that. Oh, internet. So we use True, which we strongly recommend here. It's all over Thailand. It's well used. And that is about 45 US. 65 US, because hubby pays now for his every 3 months, and we have the Wi-Fi and stuff like that here. So that's about 65 US monthly. So our internet, so that is internet at home, high speed internet, I think 5G. I don't remember the exact megabytes per second, but know that it's really fast. And so that includes Wi-Fi. I have a local Thai number as well with data that's included in that. And my husband has data as well as a local Thai number. So both of us have data on our phone. We have local Thai numbers and we have Wi-Fi, and that runs us about 65 US per month. Okay, perfect. I think we have everything. We have everything. So let me break down everything. I'm going to do a full recap really quickly of what it costs us to live here in Thailand, the basics, again, outside of our nanny costs like life insurance and like investments and savings, right? So I'm going to break all of those down for you guys really quickly. Let me just double check my numbers and then I'll be back. All right, y'all. So I'm back. So the total that I came back with is $2,627. What I did forget to add was $30 for like supplies. So like cleaning supplies, laundry supplies, stuff like that. Those things are like a fraction here as well. a fraction of what it would typically cost in the US. So that runs us about $30 per month, because it's not something that we buy very often. We probably, some of these things we buy maybe once a month or every couple weeks. So that's about $30. So the total that it cost us, you know what? Entertainment should have been omitted because we don't need entertainment in an emergency situation. So the cost that I have here is basically like an emergency type of budget. Okay. It does not include, again, like our nanny cost, investment and savings, and like our life insurance. It does not include that. It just includes like our basic like living costs. So rent, again, $12.50 USD. Safety wing or a health insurance, about $112 USD. Internet, data, phone service, stuff like that, about $65 US. Utilities, which includes electricity and water. We don't pay for like gas or trash or anything else like that. That's a total of about $230 US. Food, baby supplies, baby stuff, and in general, like cleaning supplies. Food, I should say, is about $600 USD. And we said market runs is about $100 per month. And baby stuff, supplies, diapers, all those things, about $200 USD. It could always be less. And like supplies, about $30 USD, and entertainment is about $140. That's equivalent to $2,627. Okay, you guys, so this would not be a real budget video if I did not include a beauty budget. Okay, so that's one of the things that I actually forgot to calculate in this video. So I would say, for one, I pretty much do my hair myself. I've been doing my hair myself for years. It's just a preference. I prefer to do my hair myself. I'm very particular and picky about my hair, and it's very simple. It's easy to manage. So I pretty much do my hair myself. Maybe once in a blue moon, maybe if it's a really, really special occasion or something, maybe. But for the most part, I do my hair myself. Now, I've been getting my lashes done here. I would say that it costs around $24 US to get a full lash set, maybe like a hybrid set, classic, in between hybrid, something like that. So that's about $24. And my toes, like a pedicure, like a full spa pedicure, the whole shebang, the wrap, the scrub, all of that is about 15 to about 20 USD. I would say about 15 USD. And that includes a gel polish as well. So that's about 15 USD. And my lashes, again, is about 25 USD. So together that's about 40 USD. Is that correct? Yeah, it's about 40 USD so far. And sometimes I'll get a manicure. I've been also getting these here as well. Because again, for one, I mean, it's very tempting because it's more affordable here as well. In the US, I used to get French done a lot until I took a break from that, because literally, y'all, French alone, for one, would cost about maybe 70 USD just for French. And then also when I was a flight attendant, y'all, I really did not like when I would go get my nails done and then mid-rotation or mid-flight, like a nail would break, right? You know, you're handling carts and stuff like that, whichever. And I would have to wait a day or two just to get my nails done, right? Or wait until I get to my layover, which sometimes I'm getting to my layover late and there's no nail salons open. And so I'd have to wait until maybe I get back home to get my nails done. And who wants to be on a flight? You know, you're trying to be cute, you know, the cute flight attendant. Nobody wants to walk around with a broken nail, right? And so I started to do press-ons. Yeah, I say that to say I started to do press-ons, which was very, very, very convenient. I don't know why more people don't do press-ons, but I think lately a lot of people have been doing press-ons. That's beside the point. But press-ons I find is really convenient because mid-rotation or flight, if my nail would pop off, first of all, it would last me for about a week or 2 weeks, solid, okay, press-ons. And so I would have extra nails and glue in my bag. And if a nail broke or popped off, I just glue that bad boy back on or glue a new one on. Okay, it was so convenient and even way more affordable. So I was doing that for a while. But now I've been getting into at least once a month or so, getting, you know, the full pedi, mani, the whole shebang. And so in total, I would say that cost about $55 to about $60 US. Depends on if I want to be fancy and do like poly gel, you know, versus the standard regular gel, if I want to do like a fancier gel. So the total will be around 55, I'll say 60 USD to get a full spa, pedi, mani, gel, and full a full lash set. Okay, so I'd say it's about 60 USD that I would spend maybe monthly. And again, in an emergency budget, you guys, I don't have to do this. Okay, there's some months that I may decide not to do this. And then in an emergency budget type of situation, I can always eliminate this. But let's add this $65 to the budget. So yeah, that is what we need to survive. That includes health insurance. Okay, let me just reiterate that. That includes our monthly rent and health insurance, food, baby stuff, all of that, 2,600 USD. So there you have it. If you've ever been wondering what it would cost you to live in a place like this, Bangkok, Thailand, especially as a family, of course, if you are a single person, it will probably cost you a fraction of this for sure. Especially, like I said before, if you're living like in a condo or something that where you're paying maybe 500 USD or 700 USD per month. Maybe you don't have a child, so you don't have baby food and supply care, right? Maybe your health insurance is going to be less because it's just you. So for us, a family of three, that is what it typically costs us to live day to day here. That cost may change in the future. It may be more. I don't know. It may be less. I don't think it may be less, but I think it may be more. But for now, that's what it costs. So feel free to share, what are your thoughts? Do you think that this is pretty high for a family of three that live here in Thailand? Or do you think that's pretty low? Maybe comparing to where you're from, where you're living, right? Again, it really all depends. These numbers, how you view these numbers, how anyone view these numbers is all subject to, right? Subject to the right term. Yeah, it's all, I guess, subject to like where you're from, what you're used to. So maybe you're from a country where you're used to paying more, or a city in the US, maybe that's LA, that's New York. I know New York, like DC, can be pretty expensive. Sometimes for a lot of people, $2,600 is not even what they're paying for rent. They're paying even more just for the basic rent. So let me know what your thoughts are, okay? Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, and just let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want me to do more of these videos, living abroad types of content, also feel free to check out any of my Move Abroad resources that may be helpful to you. But overall, I would say that I feel pretty good about this living cost because I've lived in different parts of the US, or I should say I've had different types of living situation in the US, right? Whether that's living in my own house, living in a rented house, living in an apartment, and having like car insurance, car payment. Oh, that's another thing too. We no longer have those things because we sold our cars. And I honestly love not having a car here, not having the responsibility of a car, not worrying about gas or my car keys or anything like that. It's just nice to just like call a grab. It's just so much nicer. And then my husband and I can like focus and actually talk to each other. Even like, let's say we have date nights, we're just in the back chilling. We can look around, see what's going on together versus like one person driving. Most times it would be him. He's driving, he's focused on the road. So he's not so like, he can't really focus so much on the conversation. So it's just so much nicer, honestly. And I truly love our life here. And I'm truly grateful to wake up to being in this place. Every day I get up and I'm like, I love it here. I really do love it here. I love the peace that I feel. I shared this in a shorts that I did the other day that, I do believe that God gives us peace that surpasses all understanding, regardless of where we're at, right? Regardless of where in the world we are. However, I find that I'm able to better tap into that peace while abroad. Abroad meaning out of the United States. When I stayed in Bali, Indonesia for an entire month, and for context, you guys, I would say that I am someone who's well-traveled, I guess. I've been to several continents, and I've been to quite a few countries, right? I've been to a number of countries. I've traveled in my career as a flight attendant. Some of you guys know I used to be a flight attendant, and I've traveled quite a bit during my career as a flight attendant. And I've also traveled a lot for leisure as well. And so I've been able to do a lot of comparison, is what I want to say. And I find that whenever I leave the US, there's just this load that I feel that just completely like leaves me. This burden just like completely leaves me. It's just crazy. I have this sense of peace. And it's like when when I first went to Bali, Indonesia in 2022 with my husband, before baby boy was here, we spent like an entire month and then we came straight here to Thailand right after that, spent some time here. I knew that I was not going to live in the US forever. Like we'll visit, right? We'll still have legal documents, right, that allows us to visit the US and all of that and stay for however long we want to stay if we want to. And that's another thing too. You know, people are always like, "Oh, but where's your base?" Or do you have something to go back to? Or like, people overcomplicate things. The world is such a big place. The US is not the only place that we can go to, right? Also, I'm born and raised Jamaican, so if anything, I can always go back there. You know, that's not my preference right now for different reasons, which I won't get into. But we have options. The world is such a big place, right? So don't let anyone scare you. I say this to say, if you want to move abroad, first of all, be careful of who you share that with, okay? Be careful of who you tell this to, because you may share this with naysayers and they'll basically talk you out of the plan before you even really complete your plan. Okay, so be mindful of who you're sharing your move abroad plans with, please. Yes, it's good to maybe have some counsel, people who are like they have their head screwed on or whatever. Sometimes people who have their head screwed on have too much to say anyway, have too many opinions. So you want to be mindful of who you're sharing this with. Don't go out there and share it with everybody, because everybody will have something to say and then you will start having doubts. Focus on you and what is best for you and your family. If you believe that moving abroad to another country is what is best for you and your family right now, your well-being, peace, safety, I don't know, so you can save more, invest more. You just want a new scenery, do it. Please don't let anyone talk you out of it, because people will. Okay, people always have something to say. It's sometimes better to just wait until you've actually done it, and then you can be like, hey, I moved abroad. That way you don't have to deal with like all the naysayers. Okay. The world is a big place. The world is a big place. And if you move to a country that you don't like, or if you end up moving to a country that you realize that you don't really like it anymore, or you're tired of being there, guess what? Guess what? You can always get up and go somewhere else. You can move to another country, okay? Or you can go back to your home country. If it's the US, I guarantee you probably don't want to go back there. But the world is a big place. You can go anywhere else. Portugal, Spain, Mexico. A lot of people are moving to Mexico right now. Do your own research and see what's best suited for you and your family. Just because a lot of people are moving to Mexico, or a lot of people are moving to Portugal or Spain or Thailand or Italy, wherever, or Tanzania in Africa, that doesn't mean that it's for you, right? Think about your family dynamics. Like if you're going to be working remotely with a job, a W-2 job, or as an independent contractor, whichever, or for yourself, if you're seeing clients, what are those hours going to look like for you? Are you going to have to like see clients or work in the middle of the night? Is that going to be something that's going to be ideal for you? Think about the weather. Are you okay with warm weather year round? Or do you prefer like change of seasons? Are you okay with cold weather? You know, like you have to really do your research. Are you moving with children? If you are moving with children, what are the school systems like? The educational system, if you plan on homeschooling, is homeschooling a thing that you can do in that country? Is it legal to homeschool in that country? What's the healthcare like? Are you family planning? Right? So you have to ask yourself all of those questions. The living cost, all of those things. How easy it is to travel back to your home country. Maybe you have family in your home country that where you value the relationship in a way where you expect, or you're expected to, or you want to, travel back and forth every few months or once a year or a couple of times a year. I don't know. So think about those things. What it would cost you to travel back and forth to your home country to take care of business or whatever. Those are all the questions that you want to ask yourself when moving abroad. Okay. So I don't know, it's probably a little bit off topic, and this video is probably going to be way longer than I intended for it to be, but I just wanted to jump on here and, share all of that with you guys really quickly, share as much value as I possibly can. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about moving abroad or any video suggestions, anything that you'd like me to touch on additionally, feel free to drop them in the comments. Also, feel free to follow me over on Life with Shibivia, because I'm probably going to exclusively share lifestyle and living abroad content over there. All right, beautiful people, this was fun. This was fun chatting with y'all. It's been a minute since I've done like a just a chill, casual, sit down, chit chat video with y'all. This is so much fun. But yeah, again, it's your girl Shibivia, and until next time, bye.